I'm so happy you're here right now, and I look forward to sharing my passion with you. So, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that I love sales and all things selling. Have I scared you away yet with the word sales or selling? If you're still here, that's great, and it's definitely worth hanging around to hear how you can break free of that knot in your stomach of fear when you hear about sales. And I hope that I'm not the only one in the room who loves sales. You don't have to hate sales to be here, but whether you love or hate sales, this is for you. So I'm Diane Cernsich, and I am a passionate sales strategist and business coach at Success by Alchemy. And I've been in and around sales and sales training for over 30 years. And I've really developed a relationship with sales where I have a passion for selling and everything that sales stands for. And one of the big reasons why I love sales is because sales is the one action that makes everything else possible. It's what allows us to do what we love. It allows us to run our business and impact the people we're here to serve. It's the lifeblood of our business and the spark that brings our business to life. Okay, so sales and you, maybe you just don't get along. There's that love-hate relationship going on, or maybe you do love sales. So either way, I'm not here today to convince you to love sales, but I'm here to just have you be a little bit more open your heart and your mind to have a more positive view of the sales process and to find out how and why sales can be such a great partner in your business and not one to fear. So I know there's a whole bunch of reasons why not to love sales, but we're going to wipe the slate clean and we're going to start with what we do agree on. So we all understand that sales are super important. If we're not doing sales and we're not generating income from sales, then it's a hobby. If we're in business, then we need sales. Sales are the oxygen. And as I said, sales are the lifeblood. So if we aren't offering, if we don't have clients, and then we don't have a business. So if sales are that important, why do we put so much emotion into it? We avoid sales. We feel we have to do it, and we must fight through the fear in order to sell anything. Why is sales this huge, scary challenge? Or why is it seen as the obstacle course that we never signed up for? As business owners, as coaches, as entrepreneurs, we offer our stuff. And often there's these big fears that come up when we're in that process. Those awful images of a sleazy salesperson, that looming fear of rejection. What if they say no? They're rejecting me. There's that whole thing about money too, right? So fear of asking for money that has to do with our worth and our value. Woo, this is a great fun topic so far, isn't it? But hang on, it will get better. I just want us to be on the same page. So all of those things kind of get piled on the word sales. All of a sudden, sales becomes this huge, momentous event that we have to overcome every time we dive into our business. So for today, let's start a new kind of relationship with sales. By the end of this session with me, I promise I'm going to share a key part of that sales relationship building, and it will boost your love for selling too. So are you in? Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. Let's get started. So I look at the sales process, the one that we go through to get clients or to sell our stuff, as having four very different parts. And if you're not thrilled with sales, well, here's an opportunity for you to figure out what you do like and what parts you don't like, instead of just despising the whole selling thing. So, would you believe that there are parts of sales that you already love? You absolutely love them. And that you actually probably like three of the four major parts of the sales process. So, yes, you can believe that four of them out of the four, 25%, that's only one, is the big problem. And that's the one we're going to talk about. So let's break it down. Let's summarize all of the parts. And we're going to talk about the four parts. So the first one, part one, is talking about what we do. So we could talk for hours about what we do and why we love it, right? why we started our business, why we're so passionate about it, why we're actually really, really good at it. This part feels natural. We're in our zone. Does that sound good? Yep, that's about right. Okay, so we're good with number one. So part two, the serving and the helping. We're heart-centered entrepreneurs. We're business owners who care. We're in this to make an impact, to help people, to make the world better in some way. And we love being of service and seeing our work create real change. Everybody on board with that one? Okay, so we're good with part number two. So we're 50% of the way there. We've already determined you love talking about what you do and you love helping people. So that's already two big wins in the sales process. Congratulations. Part three is the transformation and results. So this really is the magic. This is your magic. This is the part where we take people from struggle to solution. If they're in pain, we help relieve it. If they're stuck, we guide them forward. And that's why we're all here, right? So this event is packed with experts who've been through challenges and are here to share real solutions, just like you do for your clients. So if that makes sense, then I think we're good with number three as well. So let's recap the things that you love so far. So we love talking about our business and our passion. We love serving and helping people. And we love delivering real results and transformation. Okay, so guess what? That means you're 75% of the way there in selling. Congratulations, pat yourself on the back. You're 3 out of 4 that you love in the sales process. Okay, so now let's keep moving. Now what? Well, we know that great marketing does the heavy lifting. It brings the right people to you. These are the ones that have already raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested, tell me more. So let's assume right now that that person from your great marketing is in front of you right now. And once they're in front of you, the sales process, the parts that we just talked about, they kick in. So if we look at step one, they're in front of you and you're going to acknowledge their problem. You're here because you're struggling with this or you're in pain with that and you have issues with this. Step two is you're sharing your solution. So here's what I do. Here's how I do it. And here's how it works. And step three, you show them the transformation. I know what you're going through. And this is what's waiting for you on the other side. These are the results that I know you can get. So those are the three that we talked about. So then step four, the moment of truth. Are you interested in finding out more? Here's what it looks like to work with me. And this right here is where so many of us freeze up. What I just said, those simple statements, those words, that tiny question somehow feels like an enormous hurdle. But guess what? It's really just a few simple words. So the part four, I'm going to have you practice it. I want everybody to say with me, are you interested in finding out more? Here's what it looks like to work with me. We're going to say it again. Are you interested in finding out more? Here's what it looks like to work with me. And once more, loud and strong. Here's what it looks like to work with me. So if you did play along and said those words can and will come out of your mouth. It is possible. And when they do, you'll realize that selling isn't about pushing or pressure. It's about inviting the right people into the transformation they're already looking for. They raise their hand and they're in front of you, right? Okay, so we're going to make this even more real because what happens now? There should be some kind of transaction or a negotiation where money is exchanged or time is exchanged, right? So we all know that. And is this where you get hung up? Is this where the words get lost and you struggle even just to speak? Well, the good news is you're not alone. So this, my friends, is the fourth part, which I call the asking part. So let's work on that little number 4 part, which in our minds is everything, the ask. it suddenly feels like this giant, terrifying gap. So if that sounds familiar to you, then you're in the right place, because the moment we think about asking, the doubt creeps in. And let me see if this sounds familiar to you. I'm going to throw these things out there. Do you feel like I'm risking feeling like an imposter? Can I really do this for them? What if they say no? What if I'm rejected? What if they think I'm not good enough? What if I step out of my comfort zone and it doesn't work? But here's the thing. Did you notice how every single one of those thoughts that I just stated are about you? Up to this point, when you're talking about your passion, your ability to help, the results you provide, it's all about them. It's about your prospect, their struggles, their transformation, how you can serve them. But the second we get to the ask, that part of our process, the focus flips. And suddenly, it's not about them anymore. It's about us, our fears, our insecurities, our what ifs. And when that happens, we get in our own way. Instead of confidently guiding them toward a solution, we freeze. Instead of saying, here's what it looks like to work with me, we start spiraling into, what if they reject me? What if, what if, what if? And that knot in your stomach, that hesitation, it's not about the client, it's about you. So let's flip it back. Let's take ourselves out of the equation. You're here to serve. You're here to help them see that a solution is possible. And if you don't offer it to them, somebody else will, because this prospect is looking for a solution. That's why they're in front of you. And let's be honest. Will that someone else care as much as you do? Will they deliver the results the way that you can? Absolutely not. So if you know you can truly help them, then the biggest risk isn't in the asking. It's in the not asking. So let's stop making it about us and start showing up for the people who need us most. So let's really create this scenario for you right now. Let's get right into it. So imagine that you are at the ask point of the discussion. And I want you to get yourself in there right now. So let's say that both you and your prospect at this point are kind of uncomfortable. And it's not necessarily that way, but let's just say both of you are uncomfortable with that part of the discussion that you've come to. So now I want you to ask yourself, who's the leader here? Who's the expert? Who's the coach? Who should be guiding the conversation toward a decision instead of leaving it hanging in uncertainty or that uncomfortable moment or moments? Okay, if you haven't figured it out yet, the big hint, it's you. But here's what happens when we don't step into that leadership role. Instead of confidently making the offer, we default to the weak, open-ended phrases like, let me know what you think. Give me a call if you're interested. Take your time, no rush. Just circle back when you're ready. Do any of those sound familiar? So if we're really looking at that, who's leading the conversation when we say these things? Not us. We're putting the uncomfortable stuff and the effort that's involved on them. But here's the problem. They don't know what their next step should be. You do. Your job is to guide them, not leave them floating in indecision. So we start by taking our what ifs out of that equation and then really put ourselves in our client's shoes. Leaders don't wait. Leaders guide them to that transformation, which means we're going to maybe be a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, as entrepreneurs, we sometimes do the uncomfortable. So instead of handing off the responsibility, step up and guide them to the next steps. You can say things like, here's what working together looks like. Does this sound like the support you need? Or you can say, let's go ahead and get you started. I'll walk you through the next steps. You can say, here's what it looks like to work with me. Or you can say, which option feels the best fit for you? Here's what it's going to cost. Or let me lay out the time commitment we need to get your results. Let's book your first session. So in all of those, you're guiding them through the process to say yes to their transformation. And the part of the process is having a transaction happen so that they can commit to you and you can commit to them. Okay, so I've got a story for you, and it's my yummy cookie story. So I want you to imagine that you're a guest in my house, and I say to you, feel free to go in my fridge and get some food and drinks if you want. So how many of you would just get up and go get yourself something out of my fridge to eat and drink? How many of you would really do that? Now, I know some of you might, because if you know me, there's good stuff in my fridge, but realistically, would you just get up and go and get something out of my fridge for you to eat and drink? So in reality, when we are asking our clients to help yourself, you take the lead. You let me know when you're ready. You reach out to me with questions. You contact me with your decision. We're asking them to go into our fridge and pick out what they want. That's uncomfortable for them, isn't it? Why did they have to do the work in your house? But if I came to you and if I offered you some cookies and water or wine, depending on what you want, and you're my guest, and I asked, would you like some? Can I interest you in some delicious, yummy cookies? You, as my guest, might say, yes, I would. And you'd reach out for one. Or you might say, not now, thanks. Or I don't eat sweets. Or you might say, I just ate. Or you may even ask a question because you have a nut allergy. So you need to know if these are going to work for you or not. So we'd be having a bit of a discussion to make sure that this is a good fit. And if it's a good fit, you're going to take the cookie because I asked you, because I offered it to you. So when we look at the end of the sales process, that's where you need to step up and really be a coach. That's where you need to step up and ask and help guide them to a decision, answering questions they have, showing them the next step to work with you, to get the results that they want. And remember, you're guiding them to a yes or a no. Avoid the indecision. You don't want to get in the maybe, I'll wait, indecision loop. Get to a yes or a no. Help them make that decision. So put your fears, put your worthiness, put all of those things aside. And what happens is you're going to do what's best for your prospect. You're going to help them at the highest level, get the results that they are in front of you for. What if instead of dreading conversations or fearing rejection, you saw every interaction as a chance to uncover something really exciting, like an explorer finding clues along the way? Imagine the possibilities for yourself. What if your next ask is the one that leads to your biggest client? What if the offer you make today changes someone's life tomorrow? What if selling wasn't something you had to do, but something you got to do? Sales isn't about pressure. It's about possibility. It's about showing up, leading with confidence, and trusting that the right people are waiting for what you have to offer. And if you don't ask them to work with you, then they're not getting the final piece that you just had time telling them they can get. You took the time to tell them the results, but you're not going to offer the final piece of how to get there. And something else to consider is what if that prospect wants you to ask them? They're waiting for you to ask, to lead them, to guide them like a coach does to the next step by asking them to work with you. What if they feel they're not worthy of you? They have a value or worthiness issue. They may think you don't ask because you don't think that they are right for you. Why would you not ask them or tell them about how to work with you to get that result? And do they think that? Yes, sometimes they do. Many times a prospect is actually waiting for you to ask them to take the next step with you. Okay, so let's see where we're at now. You already love and are really good at 3 of the 4 parts of your sales process. So we just went over part 4. Don't stop at the most important part, the most important part for your prospect. Don't make this part of sales be the reason that you're not out serving people. Make sales the reason that you are out serving. So I'm so passionate about sales because it's through sales that you get to go out and do what you're best at doing. You transform the world, bring impact to people who never would have had that transformation unless they came across you. And if you don't ask, if you don't ask them to work with you, if you don't show them the opportunities and what it looks like to work with you, then you're really doing them a disservice. So that love-hate relationship with sales, let's drop the whole hate thing, okay? Let's get that relationship happening now so that you do start loving sales. Because when you love sales, you actually love your clients and the process even more. You love asking them because you know it's going to lead to a transformation that they want. And that fear and that uncomfortableness and whatever that is, either you're going to have to own it or they have to own it. And I'm asking you to step up to be a leader. You own the uncomfortableness if it's there because you can get through it. You know the value of what you have, so own it. And you want to get your gifts out, don't you? You want to get your gifts out there and help as many people, right? Well, when you own that uncomfortableness and start asking, I know you're going to feel the love of serving through sales as I do. So step out boldly. Say yes to this piece of the adventure. And I promise you're not just going to find clients, but you're going to find truly amazing connections, opportunities, joy, and treasures beyond your wildest dreams. So the journey starts now. Your selling adventure starts here. So here's to being a little bit uncomfortable and making the ask. Now, who wants a cookie? So here's what it looks like to work with me. Did you see what I just did? Did you notice the asking part? So really, what is your next step? This is me guiding you into my world. So you can finally take the guesswork out of getting clients and start seeing real results. So I'm offering an exclusive event-only special that's going to show you exactly how to attract clients who are ready to buy. And by knowing the precise steps to take and when to take them to get through the 4 steps that we just talked about and get them to say yes. So what I'm offering today is called the Selling Made Simple system. And it's how to get clients who want to buy your stuff. So I'm going to share right now so that you can see what I'm offering you today. So again, this is the Selling Made Simple system, and it's how to get clients who want to buy your stuff. This course is normally a $997 program, but because you're here today, you're getting over 70% off. Your exclusive event price is only $297. And this isn't just another course. It's a results-driven, action-focused system that simplifies the sales process and makes getting clients really feel natural, not forced. It takes what you learned here today and shows you how to implement it with ease. So we've got 6 modules of strategies and foundations for setting up sales, for finding clients, for having them find you, and also next level lead generating. And there's so much more in there. And there's also 9 really powerful how-to bonuses. And these include the easy how to set things up videos. And we give you steps and scripts and take action now tips and tricks. So with over 70% off today and getting this for only $297, this is the cookie you need to say yes to. So I'm going to put the information on the screen here of how to jump in and say yes. So when you jump in, you get this course right away, and the course is starting to work for you right away. So you can go to dsquaredcoaching.com. So that's dsquaredcoaching.com, or you can scan the QR code on the screen and you can get started right away. Both of those take you to where you get started right away. So this is the cookie that I'm handing to you. It's the shortcut to turning conversations into paying clients without the stress, without the overcomplication, or the exhausting trial and error. So for only $297, you get the exact strategies, scripts, actions that have brought in ideal clients and consistent income easily and effectively, not only for me and my business, but for countless clients as well, just like you. You also get 9 powerful how-to bonuses, like I said, and these really include the implementation steps and tricks on how to and what to click and where to go to get things working to be able to get sales. These really are the lifesavers. And if you ever have known what to do, but don't exactly know how to do it, these bonuses are going to help you do that. And I didn't create this alone. I teamed up with my D Squared coaching partner, Danielle Maurer, who you see here. And we really packed this course with proven strategies that work, not just for both of us, but also for the clients who have scaled their businesses with us and have used these tools. So if you haven't already seen Danielle in this event, make sure to catch her because she is a powerhouse when it comes to messaging. And she's got a session here as well. And she'll help you find that unique piece of you that makes ideal clients take notice and say yes. So this is your moment. Your next step is right in front of you. This is really the number one solution for getting clients that want to buy your stuff. So let's go make sales simple. Simply go to dsquaredcoaching.com or scan the QR code here and get started. So thanks for listening and for letting me share my passion for sales with you today. And my hope is that you take this Selling Made Simple course and create the business you love and get the income that you deserve. And I really do want to hear from you. So if you want to reach out, let me know how you're doing and let me know how the love-hate relationship is going. I would love to hear. So get selling with this course at dsquaredcoaching.com. And again, I'm Diane Cernsich. I'm a sales strategist and I'm CEO of Success by Alchemy. And you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook if you'd like at Success by Alchemy. So let's take this extraordinary business adventure together, supporting each other along the way of our incredible business growth. And what I'll say to you is happy selling. And let's get out there and get amazing clients. And let's see you create the transformation and the results that you're passionate about. Thanks so much for being here today.